Welcome to the very first episode of Mots.
Why'd you say it like that? First of all, why?
I was going through the comments, I was lurking, and people were saying some crazy stuff. They were like, Mots? Does that mean mango on the street? And I said, who's throwing my dog out on the street? What's going on? Am I on the street? Am I mango? What's happening? So it's moral of the story, because I think there is something to take from each and every one of these stories. And it's never something good. It's always, don't be playing multiplayer sports. Don't be posting your...
Don't be cheating. That's it.
Don't be cheating is pretty much the moral of the story. And then if you are cheating, I guess the second moral of the story would be, don't be caught. What are you doing? Like, don't do that. So every single episode, I'm going to ask my husband what the moral of the story is so that he can pay attention. This is classes in session, but you better be ready. Which, by the way, you're like, what does all of this mean? We have started a podcast. I saw a lot of you guys are asking, hey, so I get off work at like 9 p.m. It's dark outside. I live alone. And no, I don't want to listen to Rotten Mango on my drive home. Could you post this in audio form so I could listen to this instead? And so that's what we're doing. I have a plan. I got big plans. I'm going to try, not anytime soon, when I can find some openings. I'm gonna try to do like an audio exclusive episode once in a while. Don't hold a knife to me. Don't hold a gun to me. I'm trying here. But that would be the best vision. So you guys can listen on the audio format on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. It's just moral of the story. And you guys can follow so that I can post some surprise episodes, hopefully. Woo! So with that being said, what if I told you there is a man who believes that he can make anyone in the world fall in love with him? Do you think that you yourself could resist? I mean, I think at home...
Me?
I think you could fall for him.
Fall for him?
Yeah, I think so. He's like really something, okay? Do you think that you could resist? Me in my baggy t-shirt that probably has 25 stains on them.
You just be buying shirts with like really questionable words on it.
Recently, I bought a bunch of shirts that were on sale at this website I don't want to name because I don't want to get in trouble. Anyway.
But what does it say though?
Loving drama!
Oh, man.
I thought it's a bear in a surfboard car. I thought it was cute.
Moral of the story is you gotta make sure you read the design.
Yeah, I got in a lot of trouble by my husband, okay? Because I recently bought a bunch of shirts for stay at home and I just like the color, I like the overall design. And then when you read the font, the small print, when you get the shirt, they be saying some shit that if I wore that outside and someone photographed me.
Grooming all day.
Oh, there was a plate in Korea with a cat and it said grooming all day. Grooming all day? There were some really crazy ones that I bought and I don't know what to do with them. I mean, I can't give them away because they're so bad. But I also don't want to keep them. I can't wear them. This might have to join that pile after this. So, me and my baggy t-shirts with very questionable words sitting inside this house, right? I can easily say I would never fall for him. But in Japan, there is a man who believes that he can win over anyone because he can. He said, and I quote, I can even make an alien fall in love with me. I can't say he's necessarily wrong because this is a man that women will spend money to spend time with, and not even in the nasty like slurping on the thing, you know? They're purely there for his company, just to talk to him. This man is so popular that he earned $500,000 in just one night from women wanting to spend time with him. In Japan, he's called the king of hosts, and he goes by one name and one name only. Listen, I feel like there are just some people who can go by just one name, and they're so famous and so unique that you know exactly who you're talking about. I'm talking like Beyonce, Madonna, Prince. These are icons.
Stephanie.
No, I've only ever seen people refer to me as Stephanie Sue. So in Japan, I would say this man would fall into this category. Like, his name is so unique. He just stands out so much that people just know who they're talking about. He is Roland. Why'd you just take a deep breath? Why'd you just... His name does that to you?
Yeah.
We've actually covered him in an RM episode where I was talking about host clubs.
Briefly, though.
Yeah, very briefly, and it was obviously in a much more serious context, where I was briefly talking about hostess clubs and host clubs and what they're like. Just a quick refresher. Hosts in Japan are pretty much handsome men that you pay to talk to. They work at a bar, you go into the bar, and instead of, you know how you go to the club and you buy a bottle of champagne. That champagne is going to be overpriced because you're at the club. But you're going to drink it with your friends. You're doing shots. You got the VIP people, got the sparklers. That's got to be a fire hazard and they're pumping it up in the sky. Well, these clubs, you go to share the drink basically with the bartender. You're like, I'm going to pay more money so that you sit and you talk to me and you hang out with me and you pour my champagne. Their entire job is to be a rizzler by looking good and being charming. You should pretty much feel like you're on a date with an attractive man who gives you endless compliments. Host clubs are literally ego bars. I would go for an ego boost. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think I would. Perhaps. Depends.
Honestly, like, that job sounds hard as hell.
Oh, the job sounds impossible.
Yeah, like sit there all day long and just
talk to people and make them feel good.
But like kind of just stroke someone's ego nonstop.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure 99% of them, you're like, I don't know what to say to you right now. I don't know what to say to you.
10 minutes, I'm sweating.
Me too. Like 5 minutes at a club with just us two, we're already sweating. Like, honey, should we just go home? This is too much. You go there and you get an ego boost and you walk out, and it's kind of dangerous because you walk out of there and you're like, wait, I know that was a host bar, but I think he's in love with me. I think he wants to marry me. So I'm going to come back tomorrow just to verify and spend even more money. That's the point. Their goal is for you to spread that wallet wide open so that they can just get all up in there. They're hustling. Yeah. And Roland is the king of hosts. He's actually known in Japan as being the top host. And what's crazy is I was thinking in my head, if I know someone is the top host, you can't go to that host anymore. Because you're like, I feel like there's another layer of, you're just too good at it.
Yeah.
It's like you're a fuckboy. Like I can't, now I know I'm paying you to be the top host and you're so good at this. And then it's not going to feel authentic in any sense of the word. Like I would like to go to a host that's probably like mumbling and fumbling. And then it's like, okay, fine. You think I'm cute. But for him, he's too smooth, right?
Yeah.
But tell me why people still go to this man to the point where he has a YouTube channel and he says,
listen, ladies. People only need 3 things to live: water, food, and Roland.
He talks about himself in third person. Okay? He talks about himself in third person.
ちなみになんですけど、多分この動画を見てる人でホストって何ぞやって思ってる人。
俺誰だろうってなりますよね。多分誰だろうですよね。
はい。特に海外から使用してる人は多分。
だから今知らない人の家をただ見させられてる状況ですよね。自己紹介しないとだ。
I would say that Roland is convinced that every single woman is in love with him, that all of us are down bad for his gear shift. And if you're not one of them, it's because women in this world are divided into 2 groups. Women who like me and women who will like me. You just haven't met him yet, okay? And I would have to say, just by looking at Roland, he doesn't seem like the stereotypical type to have women drooling over him. I think he's very attractive. However, if you look at him in like American beauty conventional standards, I don't know if he would be the top host in America with just his appearance, but it's not just about his appearance. He's attractive, don't get me twisted, but nobody spends $500,000 to spend one night in his company. That's not his rate. He had a birthday party and they were like, come celebrate Roland's birthday party. And all these girls were paying premiums to spend his birthday night with him in the club, drinking champagne with him. He made $500,000 that night on his birthday. He does have an iconic look though. Like you would be able to see him in a crowd just based on how he looks and dresses. He's got this long platinum blonde hair, and in a crowd of Asian people, you can already see him, point him out. He's like a highlighter in a sea of black hair, okay? But you will never, ever catch Roland without his big, dark sunglasses. Rain, snow, outdoors, indoors. Roland is gonna have his thick black sunglasses on. Are you Roland? Why do you wear your sunglasses indoors? Are you fucking Roland right now? What the hell is going on? Yeah.
My emotional support glasses.
So he needs to hide those pupils from the world. At least you have like the tint. where you can basically see his eyes, right? No, you cannot see his eyeballs unless you're willing to pay a price. Roland believes that only people that have paid for the privilege of looking at him in the eyes are the people that deserve to. He's not just gonna walk around on the streets with his
Honestly,
eyeballs out.
Valid.
You don't walk around on the street with your eyeballs out?
I think we should all do that.
Oh, you pay for eyeballs?
No, like we should hide the eyeballs until
In love?
connecting. Yeah.
Oh, so then you go,
Take it off. Exactly. Yep.
Damn.
you know what that reminds me of? I was gonna say, what if I look better in sunglasses? Then it's just disappointing. And then I saw this one TikTok of this Asian prank channel, this Korean prank channel, where they sorry, okay, they go around and they film themselves having uncomfortable conversations, and it's a couple in a very busy cafe, and the boyfriend goes, "Oh my God, you've been so pretty lately." And the girlfriend is like, "Oh my God, really? Really? You think so?" And he's like, yeah. She's like, "You've been saying that to me a lot recently." "Yeah, it's because you've been wearing masks recently, haven't you?" "Yeah." "Like face masks?" "Exactly. And today did you wear one?" "I mean, no wonder you look so pretty coming into the cafe." "You should get bigger ones, actually." "And I think you'll look prettier." And people on the corners, they don't even know how to act, because what the fuck's going on right now? Anyway, that's how I feel about his sunglasses. People have always asked Roland, why do you wear these sunglasses? And he says, "Because my future is too bright."
That's a good one.
Are you gonna recycle that one?
You just got bars loaded and ready all the time.
I think it's locked and ready.
What did I say?
Loaded and ready. What is he loaded with, honey? Come on, get your mind out the gutter. What's wrong with you? Like, this is a man who just loves himself, and he knows others will love him too for it. He knows how to woo a woman so that she'll open up her purse and drop a few grand on him just to yap. Roland is so confident, he says, "I can't control the wind, but my charms can blow your mind." Bruh. He says, "Even the traffic light blushes red when it sees me."
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Okay.
he just goes home and like pick up line 2024.
And then he says, "On good days, I could win at rock, paper, scissors against myself in the mirror." "I weigh 165 pounds, but 30 pounds is just pure confidence. I have more fun looking in a mirror than watching TV."
I thought you said I have more fun looking in the mirror than looking at you.
Okay, so with that being said, listen, I do need to cut back on my screen time because my brain has been rotting. I've watched 25 different vlogs with Roland, and I've been going through Roland's day in his life, morning routine, nighttime routine. I'm seeing his daytime, what his life is like, everything about him. The way he brushes his teeth, I do think I lost a brain cell. Not because it was dumb, but because of how draining it was. I was exhausted watching him brush his teeth. He's so meticulous. Like right now, my vocabulary is 50% memes. He just said he's dropping bars. We got to get off the internet once in a while, babe. Okay, we got to. And you know what I realized? I'm always on the internet, and I always have these thoughts of, "Ooh, I'm going to get a Doberman. I'm going to get a big scary dog, and I'm going to hire a bunch of trainers, and we're going to train this dog, and I'm going to feel more secure with a big dog," because that's what they tell you on TikTok. And then I realized I am not equipped to have a big dog, first of all. Second of all, there's better ways to protect your house. And third of all, you know I really should think about getting a big scary dog for my internet. Okay, the internet is a scary place out there, a deep dark alley of divorced Redditors and Discord mods and just alleyways that are worse than your alleyway on the creepiest street in town. But you know what? Going outside is not essential to my survival, but being on the internet is. So what I really need is a scary dog on my computer, and that is why I use ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is a virtual private network, which means instead of connecting your device directly to the internet, you connect to a VPN server, a virtual private network. The server hides your real IP address and gives you a new one. And if you're thinking, "Sunny, that's so extra. Why do I need all of that?" Let me tell you why it's not. Would you ever walk down the street in the middle of New York City and pull out your ID, your raw dog and government ID, hold it in front of your face and walk around like that? And you're like, hopefully no one zooms in and takes a pic of my home address. No, You don't want everyone to see that personal information, so why are you doing it on the internet? Everyone that's connected to your same network, so whether it be at the airport, at your local cafe, your university, your hotel, with a little bit of knowledge about computers, they could hack into your device, get access to your email, password, sensitive financial information, and you're like, yeah, but it's probably unlikely, okay? I love the positivity. I do. But like maybe we should save it for something else. And that is why I always use ExpressVPN. With ExpressVPN, hackers can't track your activity, store or steal your information. So next time you're on a suspicious website, first of all, why are you there? But let me tell you why I used to be on suspicious websites. Because I used to look for TV shows, really specific shows, like hard hitters from my childhood, something to revive the nostalgia. But did you know Friends is not even on American Netflix anymore? My dumbass used to try and watch it on these shady websites. But with ExpressVPN, you can get access to Netflix's full international catalog without paying an extra dime. With Friends, for example, you can look up where is Friends available on Netflix. Internet tells me it's available in Switzerland. Perfect. Go to ExpressVPN, press one button. Suddenly, my location is changed to Switzerland. Refresh Netflix. I can watch Friends. I don't have to pay more money. With ExpressVPN, I can watch all my nostalgic TV shows, Friends, The Office, Twin Peaks, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and all the K-dramas. A lot of them, they be dropping in other countries. So download ExpressVPN if you want a scary dog privilege, and then check out my link to get an exclusive offer where you can get an extra 3 months free of ExpressVPN. Go to expressvpn.com/bis to get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Thank you, ExpressVPN, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into it. Here are the steps on how you can be in the presence of the king of hosts, because you're talking about the king of hosts. You can't just walk into a host club and be like, hey, I'm looking for a guy named Roland, 6'5", blue eyes, blonde hair. No, you can't do that. First of all, you need to go to one of Tokyo's most famous red light districts. And here, there is a host club pretty much on every corner with ads everywhere. Like there are just walls dedicated to showing off the different host clubs on bright ass neon signs. You must stay focused here. You cannot just get swayed. If you're waiting for the light to turn green, expect to look to your left, 20 guys biting their lip. You're like, whoa,
Wow.
what's going on right now? Me? That's crazy. Can you do that for me?
Do it by my lips?
Yeah. Can you try again? But not your whole lip.
What?
So they be begging you to stop by their cafe saying things like,
I'm waiting for you, baby. Come see me.
you must stay focused. We're here to see Roland. Roland works at the club. That's the name. Imagine being in the red light district and you're like, I'm looking for the club. They're like, which one, you stupid bitch?
That's aggressive. I really hope they don't say that to you, okay?
You can't say, I'm looking for the club. You gotta say, I'm looking for the club. It's that exclusive. The club. There's no ads for it. To get inside the club, you need a reservation. No walk-ins are allowed. You need to call the club, but you better be ready to jump through some hoops to set up a little appointment with Roland, because their contact information is nowhere to be found. It's not on their website. It's not on their social media pages, not even on their business cards. All they have on their business cards just reads, the club.
Okay.
Like,
Damn.
what? I feel like I would be so distraught. I'd be so stressed out, okay?
Yeah.
But this
But
club...
does that make you want to find it more?
Yes, I'm gonna be in Tokyo looking for that club. Just so I can be like, bitch, it's right there. Here's the phone number, okay? It was stressing me out. But the club is so secretive that they're not giving out their contact information for free. You have to work your way into the club. The only way into the club is by knowing a friend of a friend. Except even if you get the chance to get someone on the phone, they're not gonna put Roland on the phone. They're gonna say, hi, thank you for calling the club. Password?
Password?
A password? Can you even guess what the password is? I would instantly hang up because I can't even order takeout on the phone, and you want me to take a password? What is the password?
I love Roland.
Enter password.
Enter password is the password?
No.
Oh.
I say enter password, you say password. Enter password.
Password.
Incorrect. Try again.
Again.
Incorrect. Try again later.
Again later.
The password is look at Hosho. Because in Japanese, that translates to look at the prize. Because getting a spot on Roland's roster, you think Roland is the prize, and you got eyes on the prize. He is the medal. He is the prize. But you're not done yet. Even finding the fork and host club is a whole different obstacle itself. Most host clubs do not look like a bar or a club from the outside. They literally look like corporate office buildings. Some of them have panels, some of them have banners, but some of them really don't. Like the high-end ones, they don't even have banners. They don't take foreigners. They don't want walk-ins. They just want the ones who know to know. That's it. Which is crazy.
That is interesting. They don't take foreigners. Is it because like they can't connect with you well for the business?
Okay, so I read online when I was doing research for this. First is you have to be able to speak the language, otherwise they cannot connect to you, right?
Yeah.
And then second of all, they do say that a lot of foreigners come to Asian countries and think that every establishment is a grab all, handsy, I'm just going to do whatever I want to these women and men. Yeah, so they say they have a lot of unruly situations happen before. Yeah. So when you enter the building and step into the elevator, if you see fluffy red walls with black and yellow checkered squares, you're in the right place. That elevator takes you into Roland's dungeon. Oh, yeah. When the doors open to the elevator, there's 25 reflections of you. The hallway is just made up of mirrors, which is my worst nightmare. If I am shopping and I pass by a mirror, it's like a jump scare and I never want to come back and I feel emotionally targeted. I'm in emotional distress. I don't want to even buy anything anymore. Thank you very much. I want to go home. Why do I look like that from the side? That's how I feel. But the whole hallway is just lined in mirrors to the point where you don't even know where the hallway ends, which I would argue is a safety hazard. How did they even get this past zoning? I don't know. But sultry music is playing in the background and the mood is mooding. Oh, yeah. No, I like it. Okay, keep going. So you're walking down the hallway. Okay. And then music cuts.
What was that sound effect?
Why does that always happen to me?
Your throat's like reflexing.
You've never complained about my throat before. Okay. Now, if the music is suddenly cut, you're going to hear 10 guys start chanting like it's a freaking cult. And they all walk out in a line. And one's shaking a tambourine. Another is holding a big bottle of champagne. And they're all heading to one table. This is called the champagne call or the chug. So when you know how in regular clubs, when you order a nice bottle of champagne, all the people will come out with the sparklers and the champagne bottles. And they'll be like bouncing up and down to let everybody know this person is fiscally irresponsible. Okay? They won't let the whole establishment know, correct?
Yeah.
But at the host club, they'll do the chug. So all the hosts, they drop whoever has paid for their time.
Bye.
And they leave the table and they walk around the hallway, tambourine to the person who just bought the champagne. And then every single host is around like this one or two girls, okay? And they're all chug, chug, open, ooh, chug, open, yes, chug, yes, ooh, open, cowboy, right? I'm cowboy. What was that pinky doll thing? I don't know, something like that, okay? Like literally just, there's no emotion either. They're just like chug, yes, ooh, open champagne, chug, ooh, yes, great, love my job.
Can kill me now.
They're doing that. And then they pop the bottle of champagne. It's usually like a bottle of Dom, hundreds of dollars. And you, the buyer, you like get one glass. And then the hosts all just chug it from the bottle.
Wait, what do you mean?
Imagine buying the most expensive bottle of champagne and the bartender is like, you want the whole bottle? And you're like, yeah. And they pour you a glass and then in front of your fucking face, they just chug the rest.
What?
That's what they do. Yeah, and then sometimes like while they're chugging, they'll do this shit in front of your face, like imaginary sparkles.
Sparkle, sparkle. Sparkle, sparkle. Celebration time.
See, I can't be a hostess because my hands are too orange, and then the person would just be like, yeah, they just go, thank you, lovely princess, and then they leave.
Thank you, lovely princess.
I'm gonna die. I'm literally sweating. You get to take home the bottle and preserve how they all had their lips on. I literally don't know. But I also don't know how these hosts don't die of liver damage. Most of them say by the time the night is done, they're blackout. Just, they don't know anything else. Now, if you're lucky enough to have Roland as your host, He doesn't sit. He doesn't do the champagne chug. He doesn't come out and do that. He sits in the VIP lounge, in his own lounge, where you have to pay $600 just to get in. And that's just the entry fee. I think you gotta buy bottles of champagne afterwards. But the moment you walk in, it's almost like Roland and you are married. And he's just been waiting ages to see you. You walk in, he's standing up waiting for you. He's got white leather gloves on. His sunglasses are off and all of his attention is on you. He's not distracted. He's not looking at his phone. He's not looking at the time. He's not looking at anything but your eyes.
His eyes are showing?
Oh yeah, he's not wearing sunglasses. And then he's helping you out of your coat, handing you a moist towelette to clean off your hands. And if he sees you nervous and shaking and fumbling, he'll just take your hand while talking to you and clean it off himself with the moist towelette. Then you guys shake hands. And if you don't already know Roland's favorite body part, you're gonna know, because Roland's hands are the softest thing you'll ever feel. He protects his hands at all costs. Like, obviously women love nice soft hands. I don't know. I've never really had a thing for hands. Please leave it in the comments. Do you guys like
You don't care
love?
about hands?
No.
Oh, I heard a lot of women like look at guys' hands.
Really? I don't look at hands.
Really? Like if I have an ugly ass hand.
Who's to say what's ugly? Because some people like guys with long skinny hands. I don't like long skinny fingers.
You don't like long skinny fingers.
I
But
don't
it's
like-
objectively
Yes.
speaking, there are pretty hands and uglier hands.
I guess.
Yeah, like you have pretty hands. It's just very orange. It's very
I do
orange.
not have pretty hands.
You do. You have nice hands. It's just freaking orange.
Can we color correct my hands for 2 seconds just so I can see what it's like?
I think my dad has ugly hands.
Okay, why are you out here just roasting your family members? What's going on?
I am curious though. So like comment below and let us know.
Yes, because I
Like-
always I've met two types of girls. I've met girls like me who don't really care that much. And then I've met girls who actually like really elegant long fingers on men.
Or like how important is a man's hand?
Or a girl's hands, whoever you're into. How important are they?
Or a guy's nails.
Oh, nails are more important than hands. Nails
Yeah.
are more important than
Like just well trimmed, right? Clipped,
yes,
clean.
clipped, cleaned. And you know what? Okay, let me see your thumb.
I clean.
Yeah, okay, you're fine. I've seen some dudes. That's not a thumbnail. That's a toe. It's like they got some wide hands, wide fingers. Yeah. Which is fine. I love all hands. I'm so stressed. I'm not judging anybody's hands. Who am I to judge hands? Anyway, Roland uses hand cream religiously. Specifically, he only puts $65 Joe Malone London hand cream on his hands, on his digits. And if there's a single imperfection on his hand, like a paper cut, he is covering it up with concealer.
Concealer?
Yeah, he
like
doesn't
makeup?
like any sort of blemish on his hands.
Oh wow.
He'll cover it up with concealer. When he's outside, he's typically wearing leather gloves, so he doesn't have to touch any dirty surfaces or doors with his bare hands. So after shaking the softest fork in hand you'll ever feel in your life, Roland will pull out his business card. He'll dangle it in front of you, bring it to his lips,
Kiss the card?
smooch the card,
Oof.
grab your hand and place it in your hand.
Oh.
Now you have just received Roland's one-of-a-kind business card with a lip print, because he does wear lipstick to get it on there. But if you turn the business card over, like, because you're going to put it in your purse right now. You're like, I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to look at this. And then you're just like, you have a good time. You walk out and you're like, oh my God, I need to see this man again because I think he loves me, right? Pull out the business card. You see the kiss. You flip it over. It just says Roland. Like no contact info, not even a fucking Yahoo Hotmail.
Just the name, Roland,
No, literally.
and the lip print?
Yes.
That's not a business card, my friend. That's your crime scene evidence, your DNA evidence right here. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, really.
Okay. Damn, he's good.
There's no-
He knows how to play this game.
Yeah.
He's like, so mysterious, just gives you a little bit,
And it makes you want more.
makes you crave more.
And he makes you feel so special. You're like, I know he likes me. I just need to pay to see him again to remind him, okay?
Yeah.
So then you gotta make sure that you're worthy of his time. You have to show up again. He literally says, looks are important, but so is your attitude. For instance, hosts are chosen by their clients, right? Well, I don't want to be chosen by my clients. I want to be the one to choose. And he can, because women are just lining up to see him and hope that there's a chance that he's going to take them to bed. Here's the bed. Here's the bed.
Here's the bed.
Here's the bed.
Right there.
Here's the bed. Technically, sex work is illegal in a host club. Like, you can't pay them to have sex with you in the host club, but there is no rule on what the hosts do outside the club during their personal time. If they want to take clients out on a date, they can. And these dates do end up getting
Freaky dicky.
with someone's cheeks getting clapped, okay? Roland is very open about clapping cheeks. He's clapped a lot of them, and he's got a whole process. He has a whole bar cart in his house where he pretty much whines, and he does not dine you. I don't think this man eats. Yeah, like, I just feel like he's above eating. Like, he doesn't need eating.
Right.
Eating needs him because he eats. You get it? I'm just doing free PR for him at this point. But afterwards, you're not moving into his bed. Instead, he moves you into his jacuzzi that overlooks the Tokyo nightlife, and he gets you wet in the water. You disgusting person. What are you thinking, okay? After moistening you up, you're moved into his bedroom, where you walk in and it's, you know how at those museums, people take pictures and it's just 5 million mirrors and there's 25,000 reflections of you? It's that. That's his bedroom. There's just a bed in the center. Mirrors on every single wall, ceiling, surface. The floor is a mirror. Every angle is a mirror.
The floor is a mirror?
The floor is a... Oh, no, the floor is not a mirror.
That would be so weird.
Yeah, but everything else is a mirror. Honestly,
Dang.
don't give him ideas. I
Like-
think he might make the floor a mirror. He says he likes to watch himself in the mirror more than watching TV. But these mirrors aren't just for him. He says when I have a girl over, she can really see from all different angles.
Of him?
You know, I think we all get what he's saying. During one interviewer, someone just blatantly asked the question we're all wondering, hey, what's your body count? Okay. With no hesitation, Roland says, do you drink coffee? Do you know how many cups of coffee you've had in your life? It's like such an asshole, cocky way to respond, right? But the way he says it, you're like, oh my God, you're kind of fun. I like you. Like, that's so cool.
Here, have a coffee.
Yeah, like, I thought I was against boys, but you know what? On. keep doing you. I don't know why the way he says it, it's not like this, I'm the shit. It's just very truly.
女の子何人と遊びました？
なんだろう。普段なんかコーヒーとか飲みます？
あ、飲みます。
それ今まで何杯飲んだか覚えてますか？そういう感じなんですよ。
かっこよすぎんか。
答えたくないっていうよりも答えられないがちょっと正解かもしれない。
And if you are curious, I did some digging, and here's one professional Redditor has to say about Roland's body count. He has been a host for around 10 years. For the sake of the argument, let's say, 10 years, that's 250 weeks. Let's be modest and not go crazy. Say he fucks 3 times a week. That's 1,560 fucks. Of course, there's going to be weeks where he ain't fucking, okay? And it's probably not a different girl every single fuck. But the body count has got to at least be 1,000. Yeah, at least, which is insane if that's true.
Damn, that's 999 more than me.
Such a liar. But girlies, I better not see in the comments, I can fix him. No, okay? I see you. But maybe not this one. Roland himself says that he will only ever settle down if he finds a woman that he's really into. But for right now, he just wants to have fun because, blondes have more fun, and he's blonde. He's platinum blonde. Well, one day, Roland, platinum blonde Roland, he can stand out in any crowd. He stands out from all the other hosts. In 2021, he dyes his hair black. People are freaking the fork out because this has never happened before. They have never seen this man not blonde. That's his whole reputation. What does this mean? His whole brand is to be blonde. Not only does it completely change his vibe, but like, do you know how hard it is to go back to blonde if you dye your hair black? You would have to fry off half the head hair. Even his own manager is pissed off at him. So why? Why would he dye his hair black? Is he leaving hostessing? I don't know. What's gonna happen? So Roland posts a new video on his YouTube channel. He's got a YouTube channel called The Roland Channel, or The Roland Show, yes, where he posts vlogs of his business or his daily life, and he titles this video, I actually have a girlfriend I've been dating for a year.
Oh. Wow.
The most wanted man in Japan, not as a fugitive, as a boyfriend, is taken and is in a committed relationship and has been for over a year. Roland is not just dating any girl either, but a Japanese actress, Rika Adachi. I think I'm saying that wrong. I would describe her as the girl next door kind of look. She's very pretty and she looks like she just looks so soft and really pretty. I couldn't find that much on her outside of her works, one of them involving Pokemon. But I will say that the netizens go crazy for this relationship. People have been shipping the two of them since they were seen at this awards ceremony together. And I guess someone was like, here, take a picture. And they are standing so awkwardly next to each other. Roland's wearing his glasses. They're holding up peace signs. There's no touching involved. Like, they just look so awkward that it's so cute, and just the mashup of unexpected. It's the collab we never knew we needed. It's the duo we never knew we needed. And now you're telling me that's become a reality? And the vlog of this is a fascinating vlog. Okay, so apparently Roland's team has CCTV cameras, basically vlog cameras in CCTV locations set up in his house, like a reality show, so that they can catch all angles. And so we see his daily life where he walks in with Rika. You hear Roland's voice say, I'm back. And they're like making out. Okay, they're not making out, but it looks like they're hugging and it's very intimate. And then they come into the living room. And the way that Rika is behaving in the house, context clues. She seems so comfortable. It doesn't seem like a first date where she's like barefoot, dogs out, toes a winkling, laying on his couch watching her phone.
Like she's the house owner.
Yeah, she's like, who are you?
She paid the property tax.
Yes, I'm the owner of this house. And the way they talk to each other is very, you just know that they're dating. The way she's coming up, giving him a back hug while he's making coffee. It's not giving casual hookup behavior. It's giving, we've had some deep, dark conversations in the middle of the night. I've smelt your farts before. And like, I know you shit every morning at 10 a.m. on the dot. That's what it's giving. And so at one point, they're sitting at the dining table. And he's all, I'm gonna tell everyone. I'm gonna tell everyone that we're dating. We should go public. And then he grabs her head and he smooches her. Oof, it's so cute. This is how they go public with this vlog. And he's all, since the day I met you at the awards ceremony, I knew I wanted to date you. So, you know, and then she's like, no, ever since we started dating, I've been gaining weight. And he's like, no, I don't remember your size at all. Besides, I prefer you wearing my clothes anyway.
I mean,
so good. And he's like, it's just hard that we're always hiding behind the cameras. I just want to be able to be free with you. And she's all like, it's so cute. The whole thing is so cute. And then at the end, they go upstairs and there's footage of them opening the door to the mirror bedroom.
Oh.
And then they close it shut. Oh! Some stuff is about to happen, right? Oh, and everybody was loving it. They said, it's crazy because Roland is perfect as a host, but when it comes to his own love life and his relationship, it seems like he's nervous. It seems like he's a little shy. And so everybody is dying because Rika has publicly had a crush on Roland since forever. She would bring him up during reality TV shows, like variety shows. She would just literally bring him up out of nowhere. Like when people would ask, who's her celebrity crush and stuff like that. She just thought he's fun. He seems nice. So it feels like Zendaya and Tom Holland getting together. That type of vibe. People are so excited. And then 2 years later in 2023, Rika breaks the internet with her wedding photos. And I'm like, it's going to be the most glamorous wedding with mirrors everywhere. I can just feel it. The table's going to be a mirror. The aisle that they walk down is going to be mirror. Everything's going to be a mirror. Except it's not. Because the guy she's marrying is not Roland. In fact, they never actually dated.
What?
10 days after they post the first video announcing their relationship, Roland posts a second video called I Had a Date with Rika Adachi at my house. But this video is completely different. It starts by showing us snippets from their first date leading up to their kiss, but then the screen goes black and it fades to a shot of Rika and Roland in his living room surrounded by a whole production team. It was all acting.
They pretend. Is it a prank?
It's a prank. Nobody knows why though, because it's not like they had new projects that they're trying to bring PR and marketing to. Literally for sharts and giggles.
He dyed his hair black for sharts and giggles?
Yeah, he's kind of cool, isn't he?
He's committed.
Yeah. I don't think he had anything new projects. I don't think she did either. So they literally did it for sharts and giggles. And it was good. Everybody fell in love with him. And they honestly liked Roland after that even more. Maybe that was what led to him being more comfortable to be himself online. And he actually said, I do want to share something about myself that's very intimate and something that people don't really know a lot about. I love anime.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna get there, but because he loves anime, there is this YouTube creator called the Anime Man, and his real name is Joey. He's from Australia, but he lives in Japan, and his whole channel is talking about popular anime, manga, and also sometimes making videos about Japanese culture. So of course he does a video with Roland because Roland is the culture. He really is, truly. But in the video, Joey the Anime Man gets invited to Roland's luxury $10 million Tokyo apartment, and he's just getting this whole tour. Joey is shocked the whole time. And he's like, why do you have so many mirrors and why are they so big? And Roland is just like, how big is your mirror at home? Which I thought is a very interesting question to ask. And Joey's like, my mirror? I'd say it's pretty small. And he says, don't you think that the size of your mirror reflects your confidence?
Guys.
But seriously.
Let's how many inches? Like, come on, y'all. How many inches is your mirror?
Leave it in the comments, okay? So from now on, if you're dating someone new, you ask them, show me the inches. Show me the girth, the width, the height. I want to know. The thickness.
Width by length, please.
Width by length. Now, Joey laughs and then says, but seriously, you have mirrors on every wall. It doesn't look like you have a lot of space for storage. Roland then looks at him like he's absolutely unhinged and he points his hand. He gestures. No, I have enough space. Look, I have some liquor on this table. And he just casually points to the tiniest, skinniest, frailest, daintiest shelf rack I have ever fucking seen in my whole fucking life with just liquor on there. And I'm like, that's it? Sir, that is it? Yeah, I have enough space to store my alcohol and that's all that really matters. That's what he says. Whoa. He just has couches and tables and pictures of himself and mirrors and genuinely no storage space in the whole apartment because I guess Roland's confidence takes up 90% of the space.
Born to be an alpha, forced to be a minimalist.
I think to get a deeper understanding of his house, we have to look at his morning routine video that begins in his bedroom. He wakes up in the bedroom, mirrors. You know, the first thing you want to see when you open your eyes is yourself when you wake up from a 9-hour hibernation where you have been sweating and fighting demons with mouth tape on, because that's with your retainers on, your mouth tape. Really? Like, that's what you want to do? But he's just looking at himself, okay? Floating in this sea of black. Every furniture in his house is black leather. It's giving 50 Shades. It's giving someone's getting spanked. He just wakes up and he whips his legs around and slips his feet into Prada shoes as slippers. These Prada shoes are not Prada slippers. They are Prada outside shoes that he wears as slippers. I don't know why. He wears outside shoes as slippers and they're Prada. And then he wakes up and every single door, every single mirror in his house has 2 words on there. Can you guess what they say? Roland House. He said, its sole purpose is if I trip, hit my head, and wake up with no memory, at least I know where I am. At Roland's house. My house. The humidifier is set at 70% at all times. Did you know the Amazon rainforest humidity is 65%? So Roland keeps it more humid than a forkin rainforest just to keep his deep voice and skin perfect, to make sure that his skin and voice is never cracked or dry.
70%. Like, there's gotta be some mode going on.
Yeah,
in there.
that's what I was
There's
thinking.
gotta be some wild animals. like, I'm gonna see some fucking snails.
Yeah.
Like mushrooms coming out. What do you mean 70%? Like, our
70.
house is at like less than 50% and we see mushrooms.
Yeah, we do see mushrooms. I don't want to talk about it. 70%. He's got 3 humidifiers in his bedroom alone. That doesn't even account for all the ones that are in the rest of his house. His floor heater is always running so that his Prada shoes aren't cold.
Honestly, floor heater is nice.
Yeah.
Like, that's something I think they should normalize in America. You never felt luxury until you step on floor heater.
That's so true.
Like, you just feel it, the embrace you feel.
Oof.
It's like someone's like kissing your feet.
Oh.
It's like, that's the feeling.
Yeah, that's life.
This is the life.
This is the life, he
Oh,
says.
so good. Same thing as the toilet, the heated toilet.
Guys.
Nothing like a warm toilet bowl.
Yeah, so we were staying at this hotel that had a warm toilet bowl and a bidet. And then we came back home and the first time I sat back on my home toilet, my butt cheeks clenched and I jumped right back up. I said, something's not right. This is broken. And so I texted my husband.
The toilet seat is cold. I can't do this anymore. I can't live this life.
And instead of doing what I thought he was going to do, which is buy me a bidet or some sort of toilet seat warmer, he just said, oh, just let me know 5 minutes in advance. I'll go sit. So it's been working out, actually.
And then, like, once I sit down, like, my bowel movement kicks in.
Yes, in the warmth.
No, I'm saying, like, when I sit before you sit, like, when I sit down first, my bowel movement kicks in.
Anyway, this man goes to brush his teeth and he says, my teeth are so beautiful. Instead of brushing my teeth with a toothbrush, it's like my teeth are brushing the toothbrush.
Right.
If you listen closely, it's like my teeth are playing jazz. He goes downstairs and his whole fridge is just Hawaii bottled water. In Japan, Hawaii bottled water. He walks to a cabinet, pulls out a $690 Baccarat crystal champagne glass, pours the water into it, and starts drinking it like that. Then he goes and lays on his black couch and he twirls the glass so it sparkles in the sunlight. He's got sunglasses on. When the sun shines on the Baccarat crystal cups, the change of the light and the shadow is very beautiful. In the morning, I look at the sunlight reflecting on the glass while I hydrate myself. Please, 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 try this. This mood will instantly be elegant and cozy.
Try what?
Try buying a $690 crystal champagne glass and drinking Hawaii bottled water in it every morning in your $10 million Tokyo apartment. He said, please try this. I think you'll like the mood.
Try this at home.
Try this at home.
Yes, sir.
And he makes sure to let us know that all of his windows are anti-UV glass, so he's not getting any vitamin D. This is purely just for meditation. And he also sets his temperature in the house at like 86 degrees. So
86
and
degrees.
70% humidity. Bruh.
What the f? It's like a sauna.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Like, is he's not dripping in sweat all the time?
I don't know, but I just have to say, the idea of doing it in 86 degrees and 70% humidity is a lot. Maybe it's nice. Maybe it's cathartic. Afterwards, he takes out a bottle of 14 different vitamins, like he's a fork pharmacist, and he creates his little breakfast. This is his food, and none of them are health supplements, he said. He says they're all purely cosmetic. Cosmetic supplements. Like, you're not gonna find no vitamins in there. It's just like collagen, fish oil, you know, stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're just shook because he'll just swallow 10 of them. One gulp, 10 of them. And the cameraman is like, that's crazy. And he just smirks and goes, I'm used to it. So then that got me really confused.
Wait a minute.
I know, I was very intrigued. So he's got nothing to eat for breakfast. He puts away his empty cereal bowl of the pills that he just consumed, and he just goes to his office that looks like a Christian Grey office. And then he meditates some more. His whole morning routine, every time you think he's about to do something, he goes into, this man has like 25 living rooms, and he bounces between the living rooms to meditate. And he says, now this is when I have my water and I meditate. Okay, time to work. He grabs a coffee, sits in another living room. Now this is where I drink my coffee and I meditate and I get ready for the day. Then he grabs another cup of coffee, goes to a new living room. This is where I meditate and get ready for the That's literally his morning routine. And then he goes to work. He goes to work where he runs his host club boot camp where he's training a bunch of hosts, and he's a really scary teacher. I will say I did watch a vlog of him teaching all of these little mini hosts, and I'm telling you, the way that he dogs on them, they'll be training in front of them, and then he'll be like, okay, how do you think you did? What do you think the customer thinks of you, the client thinks of you? And then they'll be like, I don't know, I think I'm a 3 out of 10. And he goes, no, you're a 0. You're so boring. I almost fell asleep. And then another one will be like, I think I'm a 5. Because, you said confidence will get you somewhere. And he's like, absolutely fucking not. You're a -10. You were so boring. I almost died. I thought I was going to get cremated tomorrow.
すっごいつまんなかったよ、お前の接客。だからそこら辺をしっかり反省して。
But then when the hosts actually go through a lot, he's always there for them. He's like a tough love type of boss. He's actually quite motivational, inspirational. He does it all. He owns he doesn't just own a host club. He owns a bunch of other, I think he owns like a hair salon, a beauty salon. Like he owns so many salons. And at one point there was a hair salon that wasn't doing well. It was doing well, but all of a sudden they were getting flooded with 2-star reviews. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. I haven't been there in so long. So he shows up and he wants to talk to the manager. And he notices that, yes, everything on the floor where the customers are sitting is very clean and up to date. Then he opens the door to the back rooms where the employees are, and it's just covered in dirty towels that people have just thrown onto the floor. He can barely walk in through the door because there's a bunch of chairs stacked up on the opposite side. And he's just saying the dirtiest spot in the back room is how dirty it is everywhere in the whole place. Like customers will see that and they're gonna feel a perception of that. And then he goes over to this thing where they, I guess, wash, I don't know if they wash towels in there. And he's like, when's the last time you cleaned this lint cleaner? And the manager's like, we clean it a lot. The way he looks, he's like, I don't know, I'd have to clean that. I didn't know that was a part to be cleaned. And Roland takes his hands that he only smothers in $65 hand cream, and he just starts taking out the lint himself. He's not even mad at the manager. In fact, he says, it's my fault. Because if the manager didn't know this, I was incompetent as the owner.
I didn't train them well?
Yeah, I didn't train them well, and I didn't intercept before it got to this point. And he wasn't mad. He just closed the store down for a week to remodel and retrain. And even with his host club, there was a hostess that was training with him, and he was going to go for a week to go see his parents. So Roland's like, okay, well, I'll see you in a week, right? He leaves for a week, and he doesn't come back for a year. He just disappears. He doesn't call back, nothing. A year later, he calls Roland back, and he's like, I am sorry. Am I fired? And Roland is like, no such thing. Just come back. And because, a lot of things happen in a year. You lose your clients to other hosts. There's new up-to-date ways and things and techniques that you don't know anymore. You're out of balance. You haven't done this recently. And so Roland was like, it's fine. You'll just spend more time with me and you can learn quicker. He even offered him a job as his driver to help him in the meantime so that he wouldn't be down out of luck. In fact, Roland will actually, I think it's 3 months of free housing you get if he hires you as a host. If you can't afford any of your housing, he doesn't want you to stress about it. He wants even like makeup artists, hairstylists to get some better clothing. He'll front it all up front. He'll pay for it all. Like he really believes in his employees. He'll even pay for your plastic surgery, which I feel like is such a compliment and such a diss at the same time. Like imagine someone is like, no, I am willing to lend you thousands of dollars because I really care about your future, but absolutely your nose is fucking horrendous. Please get it fixed. I don't want to look at it every single day. Like Are you supposed to feel good or bad? I don't know. And I think it's because Roland didn't come from money. He didn't come from money, and he didn't come off as like the top host. It was not an instant career boost. When he first joined as a host, he was not making a lot of money. He would go to the grocery store and buy the cheap discount bread that's like 1 second away from sprouting a mold, from sprouting a mushroom, and that's all he ate all day. A lot of clients in the beginning just did not like his cockiness. They didn't like his style. And so it took him a long time to establish a clientele that really kept coming back for him and to just develop his skills, because it is a skill. And then he became the top.
It truly sounds like he's very funny.
Yeah.
Like, I think his cockiness is like almost like his humor. It's like if he says this ridiculous things all day long, it's like he's just so funny.
I think he takes himself seriously, but also never takes himself seriously.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy about it. He takes himself seriously because he lathers himself in $65 hand cream, but at the same time, all of his jokes and comebacks, it's like we're all in on the joke. He doesn't mean it. We're all giggle gaggling. It's crazy.
I remember seeing a TikTok. He was like talking to someone, like sitting there. He was like, sometimes I sit there and think about like, I'm Roland. Like, that's a lot of pressure. Like, that kind of sucks. Like, it feels hard to be this person. I'm Roland, king of hosts. So then I'm also thinking about like, do I want to be Roland? And he goes, yeah, I want to be Roland.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's just so naturally.
Yeah, and he says he gets a lot of his passion from, there's one thing that he has been hiding from the world, which is the fact that he's obsessed with anime. And he's got a role model in anime. There's a quote that this guy in anime says that he lives by. He says, if I bowed down to power, I wouldn't be a man. Which is honestly kind of fucking cold, okay? Don't lie. That is such a good quote.
If I bow down to power?
Yeah, then I wouldn't be a man. Roland says it gives him the goosey bumps. It really does, okay? He says it's the coldest shit I've ever fucking heard. And to this day, Roland reads that quote every single day to get inspired to keep working harder.
That's what he's doing in the morning?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, I'm so confused what the connection is.
And it's like, okay, back to my keyboard. Click, clack, click, clack.
And did you know manga is the reason that he became a host in the first place? Roland read a manga called Yao, and it's about a guy who drops out of school to move to the big city and becomes a super successful host. So that's exactly what Roland does. And he just loves anime, honestly. He kind of looks like the Yao character on the manga. And then his night routine. When he's done working, he comes home, he puts his phone away because... Listen, here's the thing with Roland. He really hates cords. He doesn't like seeing any cords in his house. If he sees a charging wire, he's probably going to throw a fit. And he doesn't like spending time on his phone. He has timers on his phone where he can only spend 5 minutes a day on Instagram and 1 minute a day on Twitter. And I think
1 minute.
It's because he doesn't have battery on his phone, okay? Because this guy does not have chargers anywhere. He charges his electronics on his pure confidence alone. That's what's juicing the whole house. That's what's powering everything. Every single lamp is his confidence. And then he just takes a little bubble bath, drinks a glass of champagne, and every day he looks out the window and he just meditates. And the cameraman is like, sir, what are you meditating all day? And he says, I'm not just sitting here. I'm working. What do you mean you're working? In my head. I'm thinking about problems with my business. I'm thinking about how to train better, what I'm going to say at my next meeting. So after that meditation in the jacuzzi, he meditates with champagne and chocolates in his 549th living room. And he just genuinely stares. Like, imagine being hired as the cameraman and he's just staring the whole time and you're like, I don't know.
He's just looking at the wall like...
Yeah, he's just looking at the wall.
With his sunglasses on? Mm-hmm. I'm working late.
That's his night routine. And then he goes and walks into his mirror-covered bedroom and goes to sleep feeling like the king. This is what it's like to be Daddy Roland, the most desirable man on the planet. He also says he's learning English. No, yeah, okay, I'm going to leave you with that. He says he's learning English because it's unfair that only the Japanese girlies should have access to Roland. He's done gatekeeping himself. He said, I thought I I thought if I could speak English, then I could fall in love with half of the people in the world. If that happens, I would want to cheer.
英語で一言メッセージ。
はい。
Thank you for watching, and if you wanna change your life, if you spend a time like be higher me.
So every single English-speaking husband, you better watch out because Roland is coming to get your girl. Leave it in the comments if you think Roland could get it. So with that being said, let me leave you with some netizen comments I found that describe why Roland could genuinely get it, even though he's cocky. As a woman, I can tell you why he's a top host. He's not just a pretty face. He knows how to connect with people. He's very charismatic. I don't feel like I'm watching an interview, but two people conversing and connecting. I never expected an interviewee to ask the interviewer so many questions back. That's fascinating, no?
I think that's like also part of his job too, right? Asking you question and make you feel heard and connecting with you, make you feel like the most important woman in the world.
He said another big reason why he feels so likable is
honestly, if you make an online course, bro. Like imagine, I feel like 99% of the men in the world like could use some help, including me. Yeah.
You don't need help, honey. You're perfect.
I will buy it though. Nobody really teaches that, like how to, effectively communicate with,
That's true.
people.
And connect
I mean,
with
there
them.
are books, but still.
But he seems like real life. Sometimes the books, they're very unrealistic. And I'm like,
yeah.
this
and
is
he
giving.
seems funny. So.
Yes.
Whoa.
People say another big reason why he feels likable is he always manages to turn the spotlight to the other person.
Yes.
Always. It's so fascinating. He seems incredibly intelligent. It's not just his charisma, but the way he just makes sense of the world and how people think and what they do. It's crazy. And that is the story of Roland. He is still out there updating his YouTube page about his life. And I'm sure he's still risen up the entirety of Japan. But watch out because he's learning English and he's ready to win us all over once he can speak fluently. And all I have to say is, moral of the story? What do you think the moral of the story is? Name your house after yourself so you don't get lost. Leave your moral of the story in the comments.
Don't bow down to power.
I gotta go.
Rise up.
I gotta go. Okay, make sure to check out Moral of the Story on all your podcast listening platforms. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.